Have you ever wondered what was hidden behind a rich CEO's office guard? You might think that the life of a security guard is simple, straightforward, with few secrets or stories worth hearing. But sometimes, the people who blend into the background carry the heaviest burdens and the most powerful stories. Ahmed was one such guard. Day after day, he stood watch over the entrance to a towering corporate building. His life seemed to be one of quiet duty, of patient vigilance, as he nodded politely to the bustling executives and hurried employees who passed him by. Few even noticed him, let alone knew his name. He was a fixture, always there, rain or shine. But behind his calm demeanor and polite smile lay a story he kept carefully hidden from the world. The CEO, Mr. Kamal, was a man of great wealth and power, known for his ruthless business acumen and larger-than-life presence. He was a figure of mystery himself, someone who moved in and out of the office with an air of authority and purpose. Most people were intimidated by him, but Ahmed had noticed something different about Mr. Kamal. He often seemed lost in thought, as if something weighed on him beneath the polished surface of his success. One evening, as the last employees filtered out of the building, Kamal was about to leave when he caught sight of Ahmed standing by the door, straight and silent as ever. Kamal hesitated, then offered a simple nod and a small smile as he passed. "Long day, Ahmed?" he asked, almost offhandedly. Ahmed, surprised, straightened even more. "Yes, sir, but duty is duty," he replied with a quiet pride that Kamal couldn't help but respect. Kamal often found himself working late, and over time he became used to seeing Ahmed on his way out. Their brief exchanges grew into something more comfortable, almost like an unspoken routine between them. Kamal began to notice details he hadn't before: the quiet weariness in Ahmed's eyes, the patches on his worn shoes, the way he always had a kind word for everyone who passed, no matter how they treated him. One night, the weather turned nasty, with sheets of rain pounding the streets outside. Kamal had forgotten his umbrella, and he stood by the door, frowning at the pouring rain. Without a word, Ahmed offered his own umbrella, a gesture so natural, so thoughtful, that Kamal found himself taken aback. "You'll get soaked without this," Kamal said, hesitating. "I'll be fine, sir. I'll wait until it clears up," Ahmed replied with a gentle smile. As Kamal drove home that night, he couldn't shake the image of Ahmed standing there, unprotected from the rain. There was something in that moment, something he couldn't put into words. Why would a man give up his only umbrella so easily? Why did he always seem so reserved, so humble, despite his obvious intelligence? What was he hiding? The next morning, Kamal asked his HR department for Ahmed's file. What he found shocked him. Ahmed had a degree in mechanical engineering, graduating at the top of his class from a well-regarded university. Yet here he was, working as a security guard in the very building that housed departments where his skills could be used. It didn't make sense. What had led this man to such a humble position? Kamal knew he had to find out more. Later that evening, Kamal approached Ahmed with a warm smile. "Ahmed, would you join me for tea tonight? I'd like to hear your story." Ahmed was caught off guard, his usual calm faltering for a moment. But he nodded, feeling a strange mix of curiosity and trepidation. The two men made their way to a small cafe nearby, the kind of place Kamal rarely visited. They settled in, cups of steaming tea before them, and Kamal leaned forward, his expression open and inviting. "Ahmed," Kamal began gently, "I noticed you're an engineer. Why are you working as a security guard?" Ahmed sighed, his eyes focused on the tea in his hands. "It's a long story, sir," he murmured, but Kamal simply nodded, urging him to go on. So Ahmed began, his voice soft but filled with emotion. "I come from a small village. My father was a farmer, a simple man who never earned much, but he was determined to give me a chance at a better life. He believed that if I could get a good education, I could lift our family out of poverty. He sacrificed everything he had sold every piece of land we owned just to see me through college. When I graduated, he was so proud. Ahmed's voice grew quieter, his gaze distant. I was offered a job here in the city, a promising one, but I needed money to move, to set up a life here. My father sold the last of his land, and I took a loan, certain that it was just the beginning of a bright future. But soon after I arrived, the company went bankrupt. The job was gone before I'd even started. Kamal listened intently, feeling the weight of each word. So, what did you do? I tried everything, sir, Ahmed continued, a tremor in his voice. I applied to every company I could, knocked on doors, begged for interviews, but no one was willing to take a chance on me. With no money, no contacts, and a mountain of debt, I had to take whatever work I could find. This job was all that was available. I couldn't go back to my village, couldn't face my father's disappointment, so I stayed, working here, hoping one day things would change.